Hello and welcome to Bay 1. This is FlakMech, giving you an overview of the latest robot which I've added to the CRF. This is the FlakMech 29. It's designed to use 3 Aeroflak cannons because that's the optimal ROF or rate of fire and redundancy. With 1 Aeroflak cannon you get a rate of fire for projectiles of 0.75 projectiles per second. It goes down to 0.63 with 2 or 606 with 3, so the difference between 2 and 3 is kind of negligible other than you just have an extra gun. Now the FlakMech is a legged mech design. It uses or takes advantage of the leg's very big mass or weight and stability. As you can see, it's not really having any problems with stability just walking around here. And of course it's got a pretty, not amazing rate of fire, but it's about as good as it gets. It's not worth going up to the 4, and even having 3 is questionable. I just prefer it. And let's go back to the actual mothership so we can take a look at the construction. So, taking a closer look here, you'll see that the front Aeroflak cannon is a little bit lower. It should be 2 blocks lower than the rear ones. And that should hopefully give the opportunity for if you're shooting things in front of you, so the front weapon doesn't block as many shots. And you'll also find that these rear ones here, let's just switch on clone mode, they're actually mounted directly to the legs, so taking advantage of how the gunbrella effect works. Against certain weapon types, part of the damage gets transmitted to the connection blocks. So, where possible, I've tried to make sure we've got as many hit points as possible. And obviously, the legs have a lot of hit points, so we're trying to take advantage of that connection, while also having the main connection points for the rest of the sections also be higher hit point blocks. So these little corner things, if I switch and take a look at the hit points of those, you're looking at 3,000 hit points compared to 1,100 for a standard block. So that's one of the design considerations. Obviously with the front one we haven't really been able to do that so much. We've got these 3 sections, the rear bit here I wasn't able to do it on, and also this connection block either. But overall, that's where we stand, and then the rest of this was really just finding ways to connect it all together so that single plasma volleys couldn't take out the majority of the bot. I have had instances where I've literally been left with 1 gun on 1 leg and still been able to move around. It's somewhat hilarious, but it works. So anyway, let's get into a TDM game, and hopefully this will show you how it works and not show you the crap version of it. The version that's available in the store doesn't have any guns on it, mostly because the guns themselves are 11 million, so unless someone happens to have 36 million RP sitting around, it's really not viable to buy the entire bot. So you're better off, if you've already invested in having Aeroflak cannons, just putting your own Aeroflak cannons on top of this. So it's just put them on the blue sections so they're mounted as so, and it works pretty well. And hopefully this will actually be not a terrible game. It is a little bit weak. I mean, there's a question, would the trade-off with having more armor on the front be better than the additional gun? Again, that's a good question to have. You're talking about 300 CPU, so that's technically, if you were to transfer that into just blocks, that'd be close to, it would be 300,000 armor, whereas the weapon itself only has 60,000 armor. So you'll get a lot more hit points out of that. I mean, it'll technically make you a lot more survivable, but okay, here we go.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah. Alright, have to get to actually doing combat things at the moment because team's probably getting reamed. Just keep firing.
Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted.
And now keep up the advance.
Enemy spotted.
Keep him grounded. So a lot of the key with the Aeroflaks is just a matter of keeping other players suppressed. So it limits their movement capabilities if they're not able to jump or anything like that. So it's not necessarily about doing damage, it's about battlefield control. So otherwise, you pretty much have to hit enemies dead on to be able to do real damage. Oh, there we go. There we go, that's one down.
Enemy spotted.
And it looks like we've won this. There's only one enemy left. And he's really not going to last a very long time. It's not the highest damage output on the team, but it's still a relatively solid performance. 4 assists. And let's give it another go just to hopefully prove that it's not a crap design, maybe something, hopefully a game that's got a little bit more of a actual combat focus. But yeah, stay with the team, don't get left behind, don't get left on your own, because if you're trying to go up against someone 1v1 you're going to lose. Unless it's a flyer, of course, although flyers are very much learning to stay on the ground when being hit by flak, so it is interesting seeing how the meta changes. Right, this is always an interesting battlefield to fight on. Hopefully this game be over within about a minute or so, we'll see.
The battle for
And doing the cardinal sin, jump in. Just keeping them down on the ground. Again, this is about suppression, not about causing damage.
Enemy spotted.
And we've got people that are going to be coming around the side here.
Enemy spotted.
And let's not get left behind. Ah.
Enemy spotted.
Let them finish them off. So again, it's about suppression. There we go. Game over. So yeah, that was done pretty quickly. Again, not the highest score on the team, but still a pretty solid performance. So that's really how you play Flak. I mean, that's how you should be playing Flak. It's just, you can pretty much fire non-stop. You're not going to have to worry about overheating or anything like that. You're not going to get amazing scores compared to some other designs, but it's still pretty fun to do. So anyway, that's it for this video. The bot is available on the store. Let me just show you where you can find it. It's show my bot. So go to the CRF and look up Drafell, D-R-A-F-E-L-L, and it's called FlakMech 29 chassis. So it's just literally the chassis only there. No one's bought it at the moment. It's only been on there for a day. And you just put the 3 Aeroflak cannons on the blue connection points, and there you go, good to go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll